Lily had always been the practical one, while her older sister Sophie lost herself in books and dreams of adventure. Lily kept her feet firmly planted on the ground. She worked diligently at the local bakery, saving her earnings and planning for a stable future. Despite their differences, the two sisters were close, sharing a bond forged through years of shared experiences and mutual respect. One fateful afternoon, Lily's life took an unexpected turn. It was a Sunday, her only day off, and she decided to spend it cleaning the house. Their family home, an old Victorian relic, had been in disrepair for years. The attic, in particular, was a treasure trove of forgotten memories and dust-covered relics. Lily had always avoided the attic, partly because of her fear of spiders, and partly because it seemed like a task too daunting to tackle alone. But that day, something compelled her to face her fears. Armed with a broom, a flashlight, and a sense of determination, Lily climbed the creaky stairs to the attic. The air was thick with dust, and the dim light filtered through the small window, casting eerie shadows on the piles of old furniture and boxes. She sneezed as she began to sweep away the cobwebs and clear a path through the clutter. Hours passed as Lily sorted through old photo albums, forgotten toys, and boxes of clothes. Just as she was about to call it a day, something caught her eye. Behind an old trunk, hidden in a dark corner, was a small metal box. It was rusty and covered in grime, but it had an air of importance about it. Lily's heart quickened as she carefully pulled it out and brushed off the dirt. The box was locked, but the lock was old and fragile. With a little effort, Lily managed to break it open. Inside, she found a bundle of old letters, a few trinkets, and a leather-bound journal. Her curiosity piqued. She began to read the journal. It was filled with entries written by their great-grandfather, a man neither she nor Sophie had ever met, but had heard stories about from their grandmother. As Lily read through the journal, she discovered a tale of adventure and mystery. Her great-grandfather had been an explorer, traveling to distant lands and seeking out hidden treasures. The journal detailed his quest to find a legendary treasure of gold, rumored to be hidden somewhere in the hills surrounding Millwood. According to the entries, he had come close to finding it but had to abandon his search due to illness. Lily's heart raced as she pieced together the clues in the journal. The final entry included a detailed map, marked with symbols and landmarks that seemed familiar. She realized that the treasure her great-grandfather had sought might still be out there, waiting to be found. Unable to contain her excitement, Lily rushed downstairs to find Sophie. She found her sister in the living room, lost in another book. "Sophie, you have to see this!" she exclaimed, waving the journal in front of her. Sophie looked up, startled by Lily's enthusiasm. "What is it, Lily?" Lily quickly explained what she had found, showing Sophie the map and recounting the entries in the journal. Sophie's eyes widened with excitement. "Do you think the treasure is real?" "I don't know, but I think we should try to find out," Lily replied, her practical nature giving way to a sense of adventure she hadn't felt in years. The next morning, armed with the journal, the map, and a sense of determination, the sisters set out to follow their great-grandfather's clues. The map led them deep into the hills surrounding Millwood, through dense forests and across babbling brooks. Along the way, they encountered various landmarks mentioned in the journal, each discovery confirming that they were on the right track. After several days of searching, they finally arrived at the spot marked with an X on the map. It was a secluded clearing surrounded by tall trees and bathed in sunlight. The ground was soft and covered in moss. Lily and Sophie looked at each other, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They began to dig, the soft earth giving way easily beneath their shovels. Hours passed, and just as they were about to lose hope, Sophie's shovel struck something hard. They worked together to uncover a large, ornate chest, its surface adorned with intricate carvings. With trembling hands, they opened the chest, revealing its contents. Inside, They found gold coins, jewelry, and various artifacts, all gleaming in the sunlight. Lily and Sophie stared in awe at the treasure, hardly believing their eyes. The wealth they had discovered was beyond anything they had ever imagined. It took a moment for the reality to sink in. Lily's practical nature clashed with the surreal nature of their find. She looked at Sophie, who had tears of joy streaming down her face. "We did it, Lily. We really did it," Sophie whispered, her voice filled with emotion. Lily nodded, a smile breaking across her face. "Yes, we did. But what do we do now?" The sisters carefully transported the treasure back to their home, their minds racing with possibilities. They knew they needed to be cautious and discreet about their discovery. They decided to consult a lawyer and a financial advisor to ensure the treasure was properly appraised and legally claimed. News of their discovery spread quickly, and the once quiet town of Millwood was soon buzzing with excitement. Reporters, historians, and treasure hunters flocked to the town, eager to learn more about the legendary treasure and the sisters who had found it. Despite the sudden attention, Lily and Sophie remained focused on their goal, to use their newfound wealth wisely and responsibly. With the help of their advisors, they invested a portion of the treasure in various ventures, ensuring a steady stream of income for the future. They also donated generously to local charities and organizations, wanting to give back to the community that had always supported them. Their lives changed in many ways, but their bond as sisters remained as strong as ever. Lily's practical nature proved invaluable in managing their new wealth, while Sophie's adventurous spirit led them on new journeys and experiences. They traveled the world, exploring new cultures and making new friends, but they always returned to Millwood, their home and the place where their incredible adventure had begun. Years later, as they sat on the porch of their restored Victorian house, watching the sunset over the hills, Lily and Sophie reflected on their journey. They had found more than just a treasure of gold. They had discovered the true value of family, friendship, and the bonds that held them together. Sophie turned to Lily, a contented smile on her face. "Do you ever think about what might have happened if we hadn't found that journal?" Lily nodded, her eyes filled with gratitude. "All the time. But I'm glad we did. It brought us closer together and showed us what we're capable of when we work together." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the landscape, the sisters knew that their story was far from over. They had found their treasure, but the real adventure was the life they had built together, filled with love, laughter, and the promise of many more adventures to come.